To make your homemade cream rolls, you will need flaky or puff pastry. You can either make your own pastry or you can buy a ready-to-cook one. You will get one in all grocery stores and you will need 2 packages for this recipe. If you've bought a frozen pastry, you will first need to leave it to defrost. Now lightly dust a work surface with flour and roll out your puff pastry with a rolling pin until it is 2 to 3 millimeters thick. Some stores offer pastries which are already pre-rolled, so you can save some time by buying these. Cut the pastry into stripes 1.5 centimeters wide. Next, you will need molds for baking cream rolls. You will find them in kitchen stores or online. Take a strip of pastry and roll the pastry around the mold, starting at the narrower end and overlapping it a little bit. Press the end of the strip to the mold tightly so that it doesn't separate when baking. Place all the molds on a baking tray lined with parchment paper, leaving enough space between individual molds so that they won't join when baking. Beat 1 egg and brush all the rolls with it before baking. It will make the rolls nice and golden after baking. Put the tray into the oven preheated on 170 degrees Celsius and bake for 12 to 15 minutes or until the rolls are golden. Leave the rolls to cool down for a while and then take off the molds when the pastry is still warm. When they cool down completely, it is difficult to remove them. For making the white cream, you will need 2 pans. Pour some water into the bottom one and turn the stuff on. The upper pan must be heated only with the boiling steam, so it mustn't sit in the water. Pour 4 egg whites into the upper pan and add 250 grams of sugar and mix until the sugar is completely melted in the egg whites. It can take from 3 to 5 minutes. Then pour the liquid into a food processor and beat until the egg whites are nicely whisked and firm. For a better taste, add a half teaspoon of citric acid and a teaspoon of vanilla extract or vanilla sugar. Whip the cream until it starts to develop stiff peaks and then add 100 grams of powdered sugar and whip for another minute or 2. Once the cream is whipped, you will need a piping bag and a large star tip. There are many variations of material when it comes to piping bags. You can use a plastic or cotton one, and tips are also made from metal or plastic. Place the whipped cream in the piping bag fitted with a tip. The easiest way to do so is to use a tall container to hold the shape. Twist the top part of the bag and start filling your rolls. I fill the rolls from both ends and make sure that the middle part doesn't stay empty. Finally, sprinkle the rolls with powdered sugar, and there you have an amazing dessert for family parties and other celebrations. The rolls will literally vanish in front of your eyes.